2000 World Series, the 2001 NFC Championship, and in February, the 43rd running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500.
Fox. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. That's right. When you face Sapp and his sidekicks, it's going to get physical. Today, the Bears look to change their luck against the Bucks.
It's deja vu all over again in Green Bay.
Battling Brett's ailing, the Packers visit Buffalo, where the Bills always get paid.
I wanna fly like an eagle.
Not so fast, Billy. Reality check. The G-Men are in town, and they've grounded you 6 straight times. Talk about grounded. On Super Sunday 33, the Broncos flip the Birds. Now, Atlanta airs it out in Denver, seeking revenge. When the Panthers and the Niners get together, it's a scoreboard explosion. And speaking of exploding, the Super Bowl champion Rams take Martz's Mississippi Coast offense to the West Coast for a battle in Seattle. Ding, ding, it's a wild card rematch, but the Skins call it a mismatch when the Lions are the foe. And finally, the Saints go down San Diego way, where Ryan will try to be the the Bolts needed QB.
Welcome to the Fox Movie Live here in Los Angeles, California, as we're getting set for the sequel to last week's thrilling opening day. In Act 1 last Sunday, a record 9 games were decided by 5 points or less. And today, we expect nothing less as Jamal Anderson, Deuce Staley, Kurt Warner, and Deion Sanders star in the leading roles. And hello again, everyone. I'm James Brown, and welcome to Fox NFL Sunday. It's week 2 in the NFL, and joining me now are my partners, Terry, Howie, and Cris. You know, you started a serious rage with this pickle juice stuff.
Me?
Absolutely.
Rage. Well, it's such a big rage that the Philadelphia Eagles, Rick Burkholder, their fine equipment manager, who started giving out the pickle juice, they sent us some pickle power. Look at this, Howie. Here, that's a T-shirt for you. Oh, and there's a pickle power.
Yeah.
Fist for you, and pass it on down. Pickles are made from cucumbers. And then big jar, buckets of pickles, lots of pickles. Pickles are big in Philadelphia. I happen to like pickles.
Pickle
Stewart. Power.
Martha Stewart, right here on the set.
I don't get a T-shirt.
Oh, T-shirt. Yeah.
You got the cucumber.
Triple X for you, big guy. You got the cucumber.
It's time now for our Fox Watch, and we begin in the city of brotherly love, where 2 undefeated teams in the NFC East square off. It's the Giants and Eagles, and Sam Rosen is at the vet with more. Sam, come help me, buddy.
JB, it's a very good afternoon here in Philadelphia, where they're excited about their 1-0 Eagles and excited about the Deuce Staley show. Deuce put on quite a show in Dallas last week when he rushed for 201 yards and had 262 combined yards. Now the Giants will try to counter that with their dynamic duo of Thunder and Lightning, Ron Dane and Tiki Barber, who combined for 222 yards rushing last week. The Giants would feel better about stopping Deuce Staley if they had their strong safety, Sam Garnes, but he's out with a concussion. Tight end Pete Mitchell is out, and wide receiver Torrance Small is out for the Eagles with a hamstring injury. But in Philadelphia, they have pickle juice. Let's find out what they have in Tampa. Let's go to Dick Stockton.
Sam, they have no pickle juice here, but the Chicago Bears obviously taking precautions this week because of the heat and humidity. No surprise at this time of year. They're concerned with the conditions. They really should be concerned with scoring points against the suffocating Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. A lot of that rides on the arm and legs of Cade McNown. You won't see a difference in style. As their coaches say, the harder he's hit, the better he plays. They like how tough he is. The Bears have not scored an offensive touchdown against the Buccaneers in 10 quarters. Considerable attention this week on the return of Brad Culpepper, who was waived shockingly by the Buccaneers. Warren Sapp's teammate on the defensive line, picked up days later by the Chicago Bears. He'll play a lot today. As far as any secrets about his former team, he said, what you see is what you get. At least that's what he told us and everybody else. Right now, let's send you up to Buffalo and Ray Bentley.
Now, thanks, Dick. We have Tampa-type weather here in Buffalo as the Bills are playing the Packers. The big story is the right arm of Brett Favre as he is suffering from what is commonly called tennis elbow. Now, to get the arm ready to go and loose, Favre has to go through an extensive treatment program each day. It takes almost an hour of fussing before he feels good enough to throw the football. Favre is battling injuries for the second straight year, and when he is not 100%, the Packers have struggled, and it doesn't help matters with Dorsey Levens out as well. Also struggling to stay healthy, Bills quarterback Rob Johnson. He was knocked out of last week's win over Tennessee with a nerve injury in his left leg. Johnson got stronger as the week wore on. He's ready to go. We're ready to go. Back to the studio and JB.
All right, Ray, thank you very much. And hey, congratulations are in order for Ray, Coach of the Year for the Buffalo Destroyers in the Arena League.
Hey, Ray, explain something to me. You were the head coach, correct?
Yes,
When
sir.
is it the head coach gives out game balls, and it's my understanding you gave yourself a game ball. Why is that?
Well, this is the game ball right here. And
Oh, you have it with you.
The only
Imagine.
reason, yeah, I don't leave home without it. But the reason I gave myself the game ball is frankly because I deserved it, and to really to prove that, Wade Phillips, the other professional coach here in the town of Buffalo, gave me this game ball when I met with him on Friday. So that's justification. I feel good about it.
Hey, TB, you know it's in lieu of pay in that league.
Meanwhile, we've got plenty of playoff-type action coming up in our late games. Most of you will see the Rams and Seahawks, the Redskins and Lions also at Pontiac. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, right here on Fox. Hey, we saw the shot of Rob Johnson, who has been knocked out of five games in his last 10 starts. Buffalo looked impressive, but what's the deal with him? Is he going to be very healthy today?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. But the real story for me is the Green Bay Packers and their defense, how they did last week. They blitzed a lot. They were able to get some pressure, held up with the man-to-man coverage, played better against the run. And then all of a sudden, Mike McKenzie, their outstanding cornerback, went out of the game with an injury. And this Packers defense just seemed to fall apart. The blitz wasn't nearly as effective at that point, and they really started to struggle. And this Buffalo team has a lot more weapons down the field. Eric Moulds, Peerless Price, then did the Jets. I think they're going to struggle this afternoon.
Yeah, when you look at Buffalo's defense, and they shut down Eddie George last week. I only gave him 37 yards rushing. Tells me right off the bat, a premium for Green Bay winning this game is Brett Favre, toughest guy in the league, has to have a great day. Last week, he had a young man named Charles Lee, who was the third receiver. He dropped 2 of 4 passes thrown to him. They rolled up to the flanker, which is the receiver to the side of the tight end, Antonio Freeman. So, where's Bubba Franks, the #1 tight end out of Miami? And if you look at Ahman Green, the running back, I don't think they can get it done offensively unless they put it in Brett's hands, and he has got to have a spectacular day.
Tampa Bay safety John Lynch went to the barbershop in Tampa last week, asked for a Howie Long haircut. The barber didn't know what Howie Long haircut was.
Exactly.
He asked for a flat top, but they are impressed with you and your understanding of defense.
If there was any question if the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense would be as good as it was last year, they certainly answered all speculation last week. This was an outstanding effort. They lost, obviously, Hardy Nickerson, the middle linebacker, and as was mentioned in our warm-up to the game, Culpepper at defensive tackle. They stepped in and played outstanding. Keyshawn Johnson said he's never seen a defense play that well. Keyshawn Johnson still adamant that he will have over 90 catches and better numbers than he's ever had.
Oh.
They need to expand that offense to allow Sean King to become a better quarterback. Give me the under on that
Sean
one.
King plays like they're letting him play right now. 14 years from now, he will not be any better because that offense does not allow
Tampa Bay,
that.
folks, has won 10 straight at home. Coming up, it's the J&J section, Jillian and Jimmy. But first, here's what
I know
else
which
is
one I like.
on tap for today's
Which
show.
one?
Hi, I'm Deuce Staley, the running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming up on the one and only Fox NFL Sunday.
Deuces are wild as the Eagles are keeping their offensive attack grounded. JB chats with one of the league's most underrated running backs, Deuce Staley. Then, speaking of running backs, two of the NFL's best are Denver's Terrell Davis and Dirty Bird Jamal Anderson. But after last year's season-ending injuries, can both regain their Super Bowl swagger? Pam Oliver finds out. And it's a classic matchup of stingy D versus high-powered O when the Dolphins square off with the Vikings. Can Dante Culpepper lead the Vikes to a Week 2 win? Jeannie Zelasco reports the latest from Minnie. It's all coming up, coming at you on the one and only Fox NFL Sunday.